China isn't just dominating the tech race, it's rewriting the world as we know it. Here are China's biggest AI developments to date, ranked by how terrifying they are. In 8th place, we have these driverless cars. In major cities like Shanghai and Beijing, ordering a robotaxi is as normal as calling an Uber. Just type in a passcode, select your destination, and you're off. Driverless taxis originated in the US, but China has taken them to a whole new level. Baidu's Apollo Go taxis are insanely cheap, with a 10-kilometer ride costing less than $1. But what's really crazy here is the expansion rate. By the end of last year, Apollo Go had logged just over 1 million rides. In January, that number rose to 9 million. All of these taxis are now fully driverless, so no human contact, no human safety operators, nothing even virtually. Now Wuhan's on track to become the world's first fully driverless city, meaning its residents may never have to buy a car again or even learn to drive a car again. And in the meantime, Baidu is eyeing expansions in Hong Kong, Singapore, and Dubai. Next up, the famous front-flipping robot. This little guy is PM01, a Chinese humanoid robot that can pull off a perfect front flip. Now you may be like, cool story, this is nothing more than just like an AI party trick. But front flips are very difficult for robots to land, and this video shows Chinese robots are reaching a new level of complexity. And they're only 12 grand, meaning they could be a lot of work for them in other industries. Now on one hand, robots like this actually sound pretty freaking cool. The Astrobot S1 can pour you a glass of wine and peel your vegetables. The Lava Robot Chef can whip up meals and even learn what flavors you like. Robot waiters are already replacing staff in some Chinese restaurants. But at what point does convenience give way to control? Here's a creepier example. In Shenzhen, authorities are deploying robots in real-life law enforcement. These are kind of like police assistants, fully decked out with facial recognition, GPS tracking, multiple high-res cameras, and ultrasonic sensors for obstacle detection. These robots can patrol streets, they can monitor crowds, they can even assist in arrests. But just how far will China take this kind of AI-assisted security? And just how sophisticated will these robots get? Now, it's kind of an in-joke. If there's one area where AI really struggles, it's creating art. It can technically generate pictures and videos, but they're not exactly super realistic. But check this out. This is a promo for the movie Venom: The Last Dance, which was styled after an animated Chinese inkwash painting. The entire thing was AI generated using a Chinese program called Video 1.5. This would have taken a team of animators weeks, if not months, to complete. And Vidu did it at 10% of the cost in just 10 days. But it doesn't stop there. About a year ago, a Chinese professor created a science fiction novel called Land of Memories, which was entirely AI generated. That book went on to win a national literature competition. This begs the question, if AI can write books and create films, what even is creativity? China's growth in this space could change the definition of art and literature forever. Now we move on to DeepSeek, which is basically China's answer to ChatGPT. DeepSeek shocked the world. It was powerful, cheap to develop, and wiped $1 trillion from the stock market with a single announcement. Some even called it AI's Sputnik moment. But for a model that knows everything, DeepSeek makes a number of curious omissions. Try asking it about the Tiananmen Square massacre, and it refuses to answer the question on sensitivity grounds. Ask it about the status of Taiwan, and you'll get a very different answer to what you'd get from ChatGPT. Even trade tensions with Australia comes with a vigorous defense of the Chinese Communist Party. Now, most AI models censor harmful or violent content, right? But when AI is programmed to censor history and block political discussion, it's a clear sign of just how tightly the Chinese government controls information. In 4th place, we have UB Tech Robotics, and now we're really getting into the sort of stuff that you only see in sci-fi movies. Humanoid robots like this one are clocking in for work at factories across China and performing real physical labor. Things like lifting heavy crates, moving tools, inspecting products. These robots are doing it all. Now, the Chinese government is pushing particularly hard on this technology, and with good reason. China's facing severe labor shortages and issues of manufacturing efficiency. UB Tech expects to see up to 1,000 of these robots deployed across the country this year. This could leapfrog traditional automation beyond anything we've ever seen before. In terms of efficiency, this is actually a really good thing. But in terms of jobs, the prospects are terrifying. Now we're moving on to the big guns, literally. China isn't just using AI in combat, it's changing warfare itself. Now obviously tech weaponry is nothing new. You only have to remember the gun-wielding robot dogs that China came out with last year. But a recent Reuters investigation found evidence that China's been using a meta AI model called Llama to create its own military tool called ChatBit. This is an example of just how aggressively China has embraced AI, not just for military hardware, but for high-level strategic planning. ChatGPT can process vast amounts of military data, predict enemy movements, and even recommend counterattacks in high-pressure scenarios. Meta bans its AI from military use, but because their models are public, it's hard to police. Chinese military use of AI suggests that battles of the future may not be fought with weaponry as we know it, and that means wars of the future will be nothing like anything we've ever seen before. In second place, we have this.
Hello everyone. This is Wolf News. I'm Alex.
This is not real. It's one of China's many AI-generated deepfake anchors designed to spread propaganda at a global scale. In Taiwan's last election, over 100 videos of fake news anchors were used to attack China's political opponents and share disinformation. Here's an example. See if you can spot the fake.
我要特别强调，不管蓝或白，都不是台湾的民意主流。
我要特别强调，不管蓝或白，都是台湾的民意主流。
This is terrifying. We're no longer just talking about the convenience of AI, things like robotaxis or robot chefs that could create your dinner for you. This is AI manipulating reality itself. And the scariest thing is, you may have already seen them and just never realized it. And topping the list of terrifying tech is China's mass surveillance network. You've probably heard of the social credit system, which monitors millions of people in China on a rewards-based level. Now, this system was developed decades ago, but AI has taken it to a whole new level. The Chinese government is now ramping up what it calls emotion recognition technology, which is the use of AI to literally detect a person's feelings. This tech can monitor facial expressions and blood pressure to determine whether a person might be a security threat. It can also look out for large-scale gatherings and stop protests before they even start. On the street, AI cameras can record and identify jaywalkers and send automated fines to their phone.
Don't get public shamed. There it is. Look at this guy. Oof, got him. Oh, got her, dude. Oh no.
This is one of the world's most controversial technologies. Its supporters in China say it has a lot of benefits. They say it can predict unpredictable behaviors in prisoners. They say it can help children with learning disabilities. They even say it can diagnose dementia early. But there are some terrifying findings here. A recent US NGO report says China is developing brain-computer interfaces that would basically allow authorities to monitor people's emotions and influence their mental states in real time. Now, obviously, facial recognition technology isn't unique to China. You can see them everywhere in banks, in airports, cashless convenience stores. You've probably even used it to log onto your phone today. But with all these tech developments coming out of China, there's a clear theme. Other countries may have them. People may use them. Businesses may be profiting from them. But no one is using artificial intelligence quite like the Chinese government.